Allie. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. I am going to sit down and share with you my 35-week pregnancy update, which is crazy. We are almost to 36 weeks, which is like the month countdown. And so I'm so glad that you stopped by today, and I thought I would just share you how me and baby boy's week has been for the 35th week of pregnancy. With all of my pregnancy updates, I usually do baby stats, mommy stats, and then like upcoming appointments and how the week has been. And so I will begin with baby stats. On the baby center app thingy, it says your baby doesn't have much room to maneuver now that he's over 18 inches long and tips the scales at 5 1/4 pounds, about the size of a honeydew melon. Because it's so snug in your womb, he isn't likely to be doing somersaults anymore, but the number of times he kicks should remain about the same. Which a lot of that is true. I can definitely tell he is getting cramped in there. He's getting bigger. I can tell that when he moves, it's no longer like this really fast move, but more of like he's trying to move and he just doesn't have much room. Weight wise, we don't know how much he weighs. He was 5 pounds or so at 32 weeks, so who knows now how much he weighs, but he's definitely getting bigger, and it's exciting to just watch my belly grow and to know he's growing as well. Other baby updates. I just recently finished setting up his little corner over here in our room. What we usually do is, because I breastfeed and it makes it so much easier and stuff, we usually have the baby with us for the first several months and have like a little pack and play crib in here, and then eventually he gets his big boy crib, and eventually we end up having him move in with his brothers and sister. But for now I have his little place over here, and so I'm going to insert a clip of showing what it looks like. So here is August's little area. We have a pack and play. It's the pack and play light, I believe, and it's one of the travel ones. It's perfect for smaller areas. We've used this with all 3 of our other kids and are going to be using it with little August. We just have the pack and play set up with the whole little bassinet part. We have a super soft blankie here waiting for him, and his little teddy bear and his little teddy bear wubba-nub. And then above his crib is his little name plate, August Theodore. And so we have this whole little setup all in the corner of our room, just for a cozy little place to have him, and it's easy to get to him to nurse, and excited to soon have our little boy in here. Also down here I made a nursing station. I've actually never did this before, which is kind of funny. But I have newborn diapers, which they are tiny. They're like so little. But we have newborn diapers, and we have a thing of wipes. I have burp cloth. I have a change of clothes, nursing pads, and I'm going to probably stick some like bars and snacks for myself. And this will be what I will use at nighttime when nursing my little Augie boy. So excited to finally have like his little area in our room set up, to have a little nursing station set up, and really feeling like he's coming soon. I have a checklist of things that I'm going to probably start writing down, and probably it's going to keep growing, of things I want to get done before he comes. And so Lord willing, if I'm able to, I'm going to be doing where I wash all of his clothes. I usually use like the baby draft and the gentle stuff when we first wash all of his newborn clothes, and get all of that hung up and get his closet area ready. I want to get a list of foods I'd like to have at home for when we come home from the hospital, just to be prepared and ready for when we bring our little boy home. And I was trying to think of a few other things. I know I need to get the car seat ready and eventually get it installed, and I need to get like the baby swing out and disinfected and cleaned, and like all that baby stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta get that whole out again. And so I have a list of things to start preparing for his arrival. Movement wise, the past week, for a little bit in the beginning of the week, he wasn't moving like quite as much. I had a midwife appointment. It was my 34-week midwife appointment, but I just had it a little bit later on. And they said it's completely normal. I said just always keep an eye on him. If I need to, you know, drink cold water or juice and lay on my side and just make sure he's moving and kicking still. And so definitely when I have my ice cube crazy phase and I eat lots of ice cubes and drink cold water, he definitely moves. But he's definitely calmed down as well. And so when the app was saying that they can't move as much, it's so true, that he's really getting cramped in there. He's not moving as much, and his movements have changed a little bit. I almost feel like now it's a movement of like moving down. Like instead of him like moving side to side a lot, I feel like he's just pushing up at his feet and pushing himself down, which I guess is a good thing. But movement wise, he's been doing great. Mommy stats. This week, oh, I forgot to weigh myself. I'll be right back. I'm back. I'll weigh myself. This week I weigh in at about 165 pounds. So that's about a 35-pound weight gain. I go back and forth from like 164 to 165. And so around 35 pounds, which for me again is pretty normal. My midwife's always said a pound a week, 40 weeks. 40 pounds is fine. And so right now I'm 35 pounds up and I'm 35 weeks pregnant. Symptoms this week. I have a few kind of newer symptoms that have kind of come up. I've mentioned before just the trouble of having trouble sleeping and things like that, which is completely normal for this stage of pregnancy. But I've definitely noticed this past few days of just my sleep quality not being as good as it was. Definitely just, I fall asleep, and I mentioned it in my last update that I fall asleep and I wake up, and even if I go to bed earlier and get a good night's sleep, I just wake up as if I don't feel like I've slept. And that's continued into this week. And I've been having just like a little bit of like, more of like upper back pain. Not really like the lower back that may make me think like, you know, does this mean something? But more of just like an upper back pain and tightness. And I've been trying to like sleep in different positions, but it doesn't really help. And so the upper back pain mixed with the not sleeping well, I just wake up pretty exhausted. So my sleep hasn't been the greatest. I've been trying to find ways to help it to be better, but I'm big and pregnant, almost 9 months pregnant, and so I don't know how much there is I can do. Another symptom that has kicked up this week has definitely been like Braxton hicks. The past several days especially, like I was saying, movement-wise, I feel like he's pushing down, and definitely getting more Braxton hicks, and they're not contractions, I don't really know what you call them, but just definitely that tightening, which would make me think of Braxton hicks, but then maybe just a little bit more uncomfortable, but not like that's a contraction. So it's always hard to know. I think that balance, I think once you go into labor, you're like, that's a contraction. You know without a shadow of a doubt it's a contraction. But there's always that guessing leading up to labor where you're like, is that a Braxton hicks? Is that a contraction? Is it just the baby's pushing on something? And so I definitely just been trying to be aware, keeping a good eye on him, making sure he's kicking and moving, making sure I stay hydrated. I need to make sure I drink more water. That's definitely something I need to always keep on myself about, because that will help with contractions in Braxton hicks. I think the only other symptom that has kind of come back has been the drowsiness, and it's always hard for me to tell. My midwife's having me back on a different iron to try to help my iron to get up, and it's one that's more gentler on the stomach. But last time I was on the iron, it made me like super drowsy. It was like the opposite of how I normally would react on iron. I had like really upset stomach. I was extremely drowsy and nauseous and just not feeling good. And the minute I got off the iron, I was fine. And so I'm on a different iron this time, and I'm having that drowsiness where it feels like someone gave me a ton of Benadryl. It's not even like I'm sleepy, like, oh, I just didn't get enough sleep, but it's like I feel like someone knocked me out, and I have a ton of Benadryl, and I just feel like I need to be out for like several hours. And so that's been definitely not fun, but it's kind of showed back up. It's hard to know if it's the iron, if it's the medicine I'm on, or if it's just because I'm big and pregnant and I'm tired. And so that's another symptom that's kind of creeped up that I'm not really sure what's causing it, but definitely just trying to get some rest. My daughter has woke up from her nap. I better hurry. I think any other updates for me this week, definitely I feel like the nesting is kind of kicking in a bit more. I was talking to my husband the other day, and I was like, with my daughter and my other pregnancies, I feel like at this point I've been way more in nesting mode, way more in like preparing mode. And like just the other day it dawned on me, I was like, like I'm due in like almost a month. And I'm like, we gotta get the baby swing set up. We gotta get the car seat put in. I gotta make a list of food I need. And it all started dawning on me. I was like, I need to pack my hospital bag. I need to do this and that. And I just started thinking of all these things and realizing I haven't done them yet. And so I feel like it's kind of kicking in now, the nesting mode of wanting to get things ready. So I was really excited to get his little nursery area ready. I'm going to be packing my hospital bag this week. So hopefully next week I will have my 36-week pregnancy update and a video of what's in my hospital bag the 4th time around. And so I definitely have been trying to start getting things ready. Definitely getting a little bit more into that nesting mode, a little bit more of trying to clean and organize. But not, I think, as crazy as I normally am, but I know probably in like 2 updates from now, I'll be like, I'm cleaning everything. But for now, I've been a little bit more relaxed, which has been actually kind of nice. Upcoming appointments. A week from today is my 36-week midwife appointment, and I will be having my iron checked at that appointment and to kind of assess what we should do iron level wise. And then I will also have my Group B strep test, and I'm hoping that will be negative. It's been negative all my other pregnancies, but I also said the same thing about my gestational diabetes test, so we'll see. But otherwise, I don't have any other appointments really coming up. After my midwife appointment on next Monday for my 36th week, I will then be going weekly, so that is exciting. Things that have gone on this week, not a whole lot. Like I said, just kind of I had a midwife appointment, kind of just trying to get some better rest. We've been a bit busy this past weekend, and so definitely feeling a little bit extra tired from it all. But today has been a nice day to be at home, so I thought I would sit down and film this update for you. And I'm excited as we're getting closer and closer to our little August Theodore being born. And so thank you again for stopping by my channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below if you'd like to come along on this journey with me and my family as we get ready to welcome baby number 4 in like almost 4 weeks. And so definitely excited as we get closer. I'm going to do a quick belly shot and show you this big old belly. Everyone keeps telling me, let's see. Everyone keeps telling me that I look lower. This shirt doesn't really do any justice to that. But everyone always says I look lower, and definitely he's not really up here. He's definitely down lower, but he can definitely still stretch up here. And so it's getting bigger though, and soon this little boy will be here. Thank you again for stopping by.